Good afternoon, State College, and thank you for letting us come to speak to your class. Today, we're going to talk about anything from ropes to being anointed by Jesus Christ, because today we talk about cannabis. Cannabis is one of the world's most interesting crops. Because of its limited genus, it grows in almost every environment on Earth. Cannabis has not only been used to make jewelry and paper, surprisingly, it's been used as a treatment for earaches and to suppress sexual longings. And without cannabis, Jamestown may have never happened, and the United States may have never came about. Today we will inform you on the natural wonder we call cannabis by discussing cannabis, the plant in general, medical cannabis, industrial cannabis, and we intend to inform this audience about cannabis, though we neither condone nor condemn the use for medical or industrial purposes. Now, all life begins as a seed and then grows. So let us begin talking about cannabis, the origin, the plant.
Hello class, today I will be discussing the plant genus cannabis, its history of uses, its legality, and the research both past and present. The plant genus of cannabis is a plant that grows just like any others. It's a flowering plant. It has three different types: cannabis sativa, cannabis indica, and cannabis ruderalis. Each one has special properties. Its natural habitat is in the Caucasus region, which is approximately the Middle East. It is unnaturally grown pretty much in any part of the world except for Antarctica. Each of these plant types, sativa, indica, and ruderalis, has been crossbred and made into hybrid plants that are used for its medical purposes for THC, either high or low, grown larger or smaller or thicker or thinner. For its history of uses, hemp has been used for ropes. All the way predating history, they know as far back as at least 8,000 BC. 1500 BC, the Chinese pharmacopoeia records medicinal cannabis and has it predating history for medical purposes. September 2000 AD, there was a recent discovery of the Yanghai tombs. 2,700 years ago, approximately 700 BC, a shaman was found buried with 2 pounds of cannabis, which was used for medical purposes. In 1450 BC, cannabis oil was referenced in the Hebrew text of Exodus. In 30 AD, Jesus was anointed with the oil which they found to contain the contents which is extracted from the hemp seed, cannabis oil. From 1611 to 1762, the primary crop under legal penalty for Jamestown settlers was hemp. Penalties were imposed for not growing it. In 1970, the U.S. Controlled Substance Act classifies marijuana as a drug with no acceptable medical use, a Schedule I drug. As for the legality of marijuana, it has been a very sensitive topic for many decades because of its association to other drugs. The legality of marijuana, or cannabis, has changed several times in history. In 1911, Massachusetts became the first U.S. state to outlaw cannabis. From 1915 to 1925, 10 more states passed prohibition laws during roundabouts the Prohibition era. 1966, California legalizes medical marijuana. Another interesting topic, which most people recognize, Dr. Sanjay Gupta. He previously came out and denounced marijuana for any purposes other than being a drug. On August 8th of 2013, Dr. Sanjay Gupta came out and recanted his statement in favor of medical marijuana due to new research and his own personal research. In research with cannabis predates history along with its use. Many shamans have used it for many years, leading all the way up to current ages. Cannabis non-drug uses, as hemp, has been studied for its stable properties, and this will be covered more in detail under industrial cannabis. Recent open-mindedness has increased cannabis research. Approximately 6% of all research regarding cannabis is for negative research, for either its bad purposes or anti-health additives. Recent open-mindedness, new states are conducting more research into finding what are the positive aspects of its use for medical purposes. In conclusion, we found that cannabis is a very controversial plant. It's a very useful plant for many things other than the drug uses from which we know it for. Research continues to find validity in cannabis's uses both as hemp, as an industrial plant, and for medical purposes. Thank you. Hello class, today I'm going to talk to you about medical cannabis, its history, its potential uses, the negative aspects, positive aspects, and the ongoing research. The history of medical cannabis. 2900 BC, Chinese Emperor Fu He references medical marijuana as a popular medicine. In 1500 BC, earliest written reference to medical marijuana is in Chinese Pharmacopoeia. In 70 AD, Roman medical texts cites cannabis to treat earaches and to suppress sexual longing. In 1840, medical marijuana comes to United Kingdom via William O. Shaughnessy and reportedly used by Queen Victoria for menstrual cramps. In 1850, marijuana was added to U.S. Pharmacopoeia, and in 1942, marijuana was removed from the U.S. Pharmacopoeia. Its potential uses. Cannabis is used in medicine for the following: nausea, vomiting, menstrual cramps, pain, HIV/AIDS pain, excessive libido, glaucoma, inflammation, enemas, aesthetic, as a leprosy cure, for earaches, increasing appetites, sleep aid, opium withdrawal suppressant, aid to concentration, asthma, bronchitis, Tourette's syndrome, and many others. Also, ancient Chinese text recommends marijuana for more than 100 different ailments. Some of the negative aspects of cannabis or marijuana. Smoking has many negative effects, mainly due to the burning of carbon-based plants and then inhaled into the lungs. Also, the changing of ingredients due to chemical reactions due to burning. Also has paranoia, suppressed short-term memory, long-term or permanent IQ loss in young adolescents who use. Laziness affects school and work. High risk of heart attack under use for those who are likely, such as those with heart disease. It worsens schizophrenic patients. Some of the positive aspects of medical marijuana or cannabis. It's cost effective, natural if not smoked. It gives relaxed feelings. It increases the appetite. It's a mild pain reliever and is a good sleep aid. There's ongoing research into medical cannabis. Research into positive and negative aspects of medical cannabis is ongoing. Currently, there is only about 6% of research, especially medical research, that is only for the positive aspects of medical cannabis. Both sides, for and against, conclude that current research is inconclusive. It is not to be taken as a serious, conclusive evidence. Past research was heavily blocked by legislation. Current legislation and past legislation makes it very difficult for medical researchers to conduct the research they need to or to obtain the specimens they need to in order to conduct the research. New open-mindedness has opened 20 states to researching its potential uses. It is growing every day and more states are signing on to the medical cannabis. Prominent doctors have since changed from against to for medical cannabis. One of these was talked about earlier, Dr. Sanjay Gupta. In conclusion, medical cannabis is growing due to new research. Nearly all research has been found to be inconclusive. Medical cannabis has been used since before written history, and it appears cannabis will be here to stay for medical purposes, at least for now.
One acre of hemp can produce as much fiber as 2 to 3 acres of cotton, or as much paper as 2 to 4 acres of trees. Hemp can produce fiberboard that is stronger and lighter than wood. It can also be used to produce strong, environmentally friendly plastic substitutes. But what exactly is hemp? Hemp is a variety of the plant species Cannabis sativa L. It contains virtually no THC. In fact, less than 1% THC is contained in hemp. It is a bast fiber plant similar to flax that grows from seed annually. A range of soils can play host to hemp, but it actually grows best in soil that is similar to soil suited for corn. Hemp requires little to no pesticides thanks to its fast growth rate and lack of interest to pests. Its growth rate is so quick that it can actually be harvested after approximately 120 days. It is frost tolerant, requires only moderate amounts of water, and can grow in 50 states. Hemp fiber is stronger and softer than cotton, lasts twice as long, and will not mildew. Paper made from hemp will last hundreds of years without degrading and can be recycled many times. It actually requires fewer toxic chemicals than standard wood-based paper. All types of paper products can be produced from hemp, ranging all the way from tissues to cardboard. Hemp seeds themselves are also useful. They contain protein that is more nutritious and economical than soybean protein and can be used in product made from soybeans. The oil from them can be used to make non-toxic diesel fuel, paint, varnish, detergent, ink, and a multitude of other products. Hemp was grown in the U.S. from 1776 to 1937. Past U.S. presidents George Washington and Thomas Jefferson actually grew and used hemp. These are just a few examples of what hemp could be used for and what it compares to. You should now have the practical knowledge to understand it and answer the question, what is hemp? As you can see, this simple plant has proved to be the most interesting, controversial, praised, and condemned plant genus on Earth. It has found its way from prehistoric times in modern mechanical and medicinal writings. Cannabis has been used as rope, paper, jewelry, fuel, medicine, oil, recreational drug, and even food. Cannabis helped create our nation. It has also torn it in two. We find ourselves in a time of understanding and revolutionary medical research. To date, 20 states have legalized the cannabis plant for medical uses. Its use as a natural fiber is gaining ground as well. We must all wonder what will come of this controversial, majestic plant.